What's going on, good people? Stephen A is about to go live here, so let's get to it because higher is waiting, low's available. But either way, we got to go on tour. Yes, indeed, we do. Let me take down this iconic intro here. Yes, indeed. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is... Oh, wait a minute. Wait. There I am. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Let's get over to Stephen A. Smith's channel because he is about to... 48 seconds away. Stephen A. Smith got the thumbs down here from NABJ. And he said he was going to come out with a response. Now, I did say he was going to come out with his YouTube channel. I probably might have addressed it on First Take this morning, but here we are. Now, we don't know if he's going to do it on the Stephen A. Smith show or Straight Shooter, but here he is on YouTube. I'm going to be watching this live with y'all, giving my commentary live, and y'all saw my live earlier this morning, so y'all already know how I feel about this. Stephen A. has done things to hurt black culture in his commentary, but he's also done a lot of work to showcase that we can do something. So it's going to be a very interesting watch along here. Glad to have all of you here listening. We are under 50 minutes out right now. 40 seconds out. And I was literally chillaxing. I was like, let me not watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta yet. I am going to watch it, but I was like, something's going to come out. 30 seconds away. 30 seconds away. And now we are 20 seconds away from Stephen A. Smith responding to NABJ. 15 away. Now, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Stephen A. is live.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Stephen A. I'm on vacation. I've been out of the mix the last few days because I'm busy about to send my daughter to college. And while I was hanging out with her for dinner on Saturday night, I saw that the National Association for Black Journalists gave me a thumbs down award. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are expecting me to go nuclear. And the reality of the situation is I just might. But at this particular moment,
just might.
That's not my inclination.
Go nuclear.
I want to tell you, first off,
not his choice
before I say anything,
in terms of nuclear energy right now.
I heard them loud and clear. I'm listening. I'm far from perfect. And I will always strive to do better on behalf of my community, for the journalism community, and beyond. In the days and the weeks and the years to come. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to address what was said about me with the fervor that it deserves. Because even though I heard you, even though I am listening, even though I will always strive to do better, that doesn't negate the bullshit that the NABJ did Saturday night.
So it's bullshit what they did to you, but you don't do bullshit to other players?
It is
the world sports? Okay.
And I get a lot of people want to pile on and they want to jump on it because you have your own individual feelings about me. I'm here to tell y'all are entitled to that. Not the NABJ.
Whoa!
You're not entitled to that.
Wait a minute.
This is me we're talking about here. I am the same
like a
guy
god. He makes himself.
that brought a nationally televised show to a journalism conference, which is the NABJ, the last 2 years. Did you have anything to say about me then? Did I get a thumbs down then? First Take, a nationally televised show, which has been #1 for 14 straight years.
Here we go.
We came to the National Association for Black Journalists in Chicago and Cleveland, back-to-back years. Of course, I got to thank ESPN for that. They're the ones that signed off on that, specifically now former executive Dave Roberts. It doesn't happen without him. It doesn't happen without ESPN. But you know who else it doesn't happen without? Me. Because if I'm not willing to show up, we ain't coming. But I was there. I was there not just to do the show. I also stood in the booth for over an hour doing the jobs fair. I also gave a speech. I also mentored and talked to, as I continue to do, young, aspiring Black journalists, and I have done that religiously for decades.
Now, that is true, right? That is true. He has been doing good things in the neighborhood for a long while, but let's look at this comment here. In your feelings, why are you so in your feelings? You're not a journalist anymore, man. You're not a TV reporter, analyst, host. Your thumbs down, your thumbs watered down was the best award that you probably deserve most. And that's a fair take. Let's keep going.
I started my career at the Philadelphia Inquirer. I know it's the New York Daily News as a high school reporter, but thereafter, in 1994, I began my career at the Philadelphia Inquirer, courtesy of Sandra Long, a longtime executive for the Philadelphia Inquirer, synonymous with the NABJ, whom I first met at the jobs fair of the NABJ. My career started because I was at the NABJ job fair. And yet, Saturday night, I saw the president of the organization, Erin Haynes, go up on stage and give me a thumbs down award for disparaging Black women.
I mean, have you not went after Black women? By the way, dude, it's easy to brag about having the #1 slot when you have absolutely no competition in your time slot. That's factual. Here we go.
I received a lot of insults in my day. That might be the lowest.
Really? The lowest? Okay.
I'll address that in a second, but I want you all to understand the magnitude of what a few board members for the NABJ elected to try and do to me.
They gave you a thumbs down award. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that in the
thumbs
history
down
of
a lot
the
of
NABJ, according to my research, only 4 individuals have ever received the thumbs down award? Usually, it's reserved for organizations. But myself, along with founder, owner, and president and CEO of Circle City Broadcasting, Mr. DeJuan McCoy, received it this past weekend, but also Jason Blair, the disgraced New York Times reporter. That is the category that I have now been lumped into. I've been in this business for 33 years. I'm one of 21 African Americans in this country's history to have ever been named a general sports columnist. I have climbed the charts from an intern to a high school reporter, all the way to a columnist. I've hosted national radio shows, as I do right now on Sirius XM. I'm the executive producer and the star of the #1 sports morning show for the last 14 years. And I'm 5 weeks away from being inducted into the Broadcast and Cable Hall of Fame. Howard Cosell, Dan Rather, Edward R. Murrow, Mike Wallace, Oprah Winfrey. Those are just a few of the names inducted into the Broadcast and Cable Hall of Fame. And this coming September 29th, I am being inducted into the Hall of Fame, officially a Hall of Famer.
That's a huge deal.
But I'm not a Hall of Famer for the NABJ. So you can celebrate me to get my national television show to come to your conference. You can ask me to mentor and speak to kids for years. I once spoke at the mentor breakfast because Robin Roberts, who's also in the Broadcast Cable Hall of Fame, by the way, was ill and battling cancer at the time, and she could not attend that morning. And they asked me to sub for her. I have all of this, but I'm getting a thumbs down award.
But see, here's the thing though, right? Just because you do good in the neighborhood does not negate what you are doing, right? Just keeping it a buck. If NABJ had a NABJ content creator conference, right? And I said some things about NBC, Disney, Paramount, and one of them felt a way about it, I can do one or two things. Either I can be like you, or I can say, hey, you know what? Listen, this was the information at the time. I don't got no hate in my heart. I love this damn industry. And I speak differently because the people in my culture, we are seen so differently that we're never seen for just who we can be. We are culturally appropriate, not culturally appreciated. So I culturally appreciate my culture so hard that I will say what needs to be said. And they got to understand that that's the First Amendment. Now, they like it, cool, we can work together, move on. But if not, who needs to be for you will be for you. Let's continue.
Really? You know, my family didn't want me to do this. My friends didn't want me to do this.
Because they understood the weight.
They actually said, let it go.
What this could...
You know what else they said? They said, who the hell is there?
Oh, wait a minute. Let's go back for a minute.
You know what else they said? They said, who the hell is the NABJ?
Who in the hell is the NABJ? But yet you said your career started with NABJ. So had it not been for NABJ, your family wouldn't be able to eat. Your friends wouldn't have been able to have known you in the capacity that you are in and be able to connect with you and relate and this, that, and the third, had not been for somebody investing in you. So who was the NABJ when your career started with the NABJ? That your friends are able to feed off of because of you doing the work that started with the NABJ, and how your family's able to eat because of how you started with the NABJ? Wow.
You know what my response was? It's the place to help get me started. It's the preeminent Black journalism organization existing. It's the NABJ. And it's important that I recognize that. You've had your troubles in the past, financial issues, dissension amongst the ranks, people battling for their own shine, whole bunch of stuff that has been listed about the NABJ. What I care to recall is the contributions you've attempted to make as an organization to Black upliftment and empowerment in this industry. A facetious question I may throw out, please. What the hell does this thumbs down award have to do with journalism? That's why I'm addressing it. Tell me what it has to do with journalism. Disparaging Black women? How? I've heard people bringing up Jasmine Crockett. She was a representative in Texas, representing 766,000 people. Did I sit up there demonstratively asking, why would you curse out the president of the United States with the cameras rolling? How is that going to help you? Yes, I did. Why did I do that? Not only because she's in Texas, and I know they're a little bit different in Texas.
They're Republicans.
A bit more conservative.
Say it.
And I didn't think that would work with her constituency down there. We also saw the issue of redistricting coming up to the forefront. And I said, you have an opportunity to be the Democratic nominee for the United States Senate, representing 31 million folks. And you getting that seat. Why? Because your education. Because of the fact that you're licensed to practice law in Texas and Arkansas and federally. It would have been a great, great thing. I'm like, yo, weave your way through it. Don't let this guy Tellerico win. Was I wrong? But here's the bigger question. Forget that. I apologize for even asking that question. Here's the bigger question. How is that disparaging? How? Oh, Stephen A goes after Michelle Obama. She's the one that compared First Take to a reality show.
And she wasn't lying either. Because I read in an article this morning that an executive at ESPN wants to move away from contrived debate, which is like reality TV. And when it comes to Jasmine Crockett, the problem is you're not doing shit in Texas, son. That's the problem. And yes, he did respond to 47, but he only responded to 47 based on circumstances that hurt Black people. It had to take Black people being hurt for him to respond to the president. That's just like Race Bay and Tatum listen to Coannual say, we don't need to go after the mom and the dad. And Race Bay and Tatum say, I'm not going to go after them because of Coannual telling him that we shouldn't do that. When you should have enough of your individuality to give a damn ish about respecting people. Let's keep going.
And I use that as an opportunity to say that this marvelous, wonderful woman, who's the greatest first lady in American history, who I have raised and praised and praised and praised time and time and time again, to the point where I said she should run for the presidency because there's no way she'd lose. All I did was say, I don't like the fact that you said a vote for him, as in Donald Trump, would be a vote against us as women. All I said was there's a whole bunch of pro-lifers out there. There's a whole bunch of people that care about the economy or immigration or safety in the streets. They might not even be thinking about this issue.
But they should be thinking about this issue because here's the thing, Stephen A. Republicans stripped away women's right to have an AB to protect themselves. So if your daughters, who you supposedly care about, I'm making it personal, if they wanted to get a AB because they were great or, medically they can't do it, have a child, this, that, and the third, or they could, medically they can't do it because they could die from having a kid or any other complication, Republicans took that away. So just because someone has a difference of opinion, and that doesn't mean that they don't care about it. They just care about it in a different way. Let's keep going.
And I also reminded folks, Black men revere Black women.
Not all.
Which one is it? We're going to sit up there and talk about how we've got women raising us and how much we deify and love and adore these black women. But then all of a sudden we're going to sit up there and act like we're disparaging them? How? How? Kamala Harris. I didn't say this, and I'm still not going to violate trust. But everybody wants to bring up the fact that I sat up there and I pointed out how she didn't even make it to Iowa in 2020, which is fact. And that a Democratic primary was bypassed in order to facilitate her being a Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States of America. And then you have it in the palm of your hands and in support of millions upon millions of people. And you go on The View and Sunny Houston asked you a softball question, which Sunny Houston acknowledged for The View, threw it right up there for you to smack it out of the park. And you passed by saying, I can't think of anything I would do differently, when it was clearly a border crisis. Last time I checked, NABJ, that ain't journalism. That ain't talking facts. Why would I bring that up? Because I've heard nothing acknowledging those kind of things that I've said. You know what else I didn't hear? I didn't hear that Kamala Harris called me and asked to meet with me privately.
Now, Stephen A., if you insult somebody, right? You saying, oh, she had 107 days to do something, but she didn't do the best she could. She a failure. This other. Do you think she will pick up the phone and call you? Really? 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 And also, too, we got to recognize that during that time, it was an interesting transition because Joe Biden wanted to continue on, so she was trying not to rock the boat, tip the boat over, and get swallowed up by the waves and the magnitude of the ocean of politics. There was other things at play, Stephen A. Come on now.
And we sat down for 2 hours. See, I'm telling you that because we met after I said those things. Last time I checked, that's a form of journalism. When you're actually sitting down and communicating with the source. You wouldn't know about that, would you, NABJ? I'm not doing any of this to denigrate the NABJ. I want to state for the record, NABJ right now, from what my research tells me, is in pretty good standing. Things have been going very well for them.
You see his face? You see his face? I want y'all to see his face. Look at his face. He like, I'm saying this, but y'all see my face. I don't really want to say this. And listen, it's great that you had the conversation. But here's the thing. When you address somebody publicly, you can address all the bad, but you also got to address the good too, Stephen A. That's it. That's it. That's it.
When you look at it, I'm looking at revenue. I'm looking at that compared to expenses, net income, total assets, total liabilities. I have all the numbers here. NABJ's not doing bad. Let's take a moment to give Representative Haynes props. You see, I did my research. All your controversies, all your troubles, I have right in front of me. But those were years ago, past. That's not now. And the NABJ deserves credit for that. The board, however, clearly engaging in personal attacks, does not deserve such credit.
First of all, this is student representative, right? Representing students. Students is completely different, right? Every region, north, south, east, west, they all have their own opinions, right? The regions come together to talk about what's happening in each region. Then the national board, right? They take all the issues of all the regions and then they go through all the issues and stuff, right? But nothing gets approved without everybody, right? So do you not think that maybe all the regions feel the way that they feel because you've done things to make them feel that way? Come on now. Let's keep going.
What you did to me is beneath the organization.
What they did to you is beneath the organization. Motherfucker. The dude who said you will be a good president, which is a motherfucking asshole, because he ain't good for shit. He is allowing, through racism, bigotry, sexism, ableism, and everything in between, black people to be physically and digitally deleted, to be mainstreamed through physically and digitally, for our history to be erased physically and digitally. But NABJ giving you a thumb down award is more hateful, more hateful, more, oh my God, just more horn-filled, not horn-filled, I don't want to say that. More hate-filled, more angstful, and just more classless than black people not being able to make it because the rest of the country elected a motherfucking ass piece of shit? Shut the fuck up. You got an award. Shut up. There's somebody right now who is homeless trying to pick themselves up, went to a homeless shelter, trying to get assistance, but you can't make too much, you can't make too little. They ain't got enough experience. Women feel like that men, if they try to make a comment, oh my God, it's SA, so we can't find a way to procreate. I can't hear nobody. But also, too, we're dealing with the hurtful traumas that have not been heard by men, women, and children being abused. So you have that. Then you don't have the village. And I know villages attack people, right? Then you got kids who gotta be afraid to go to school because they can be deleted the same day. You got black men who can't cry, be this, that, and the third. That all those we got veterans who deserve free houses, free healthcare, everything. And a bunch of other issues that's bigger than you getting a fucking damn thumbs down award because of the shit you caused, piece of shit bastard. Let's keep going.
Where are your facts? Gorgeous. You want to bring up Serena Williams? I apologize for that. I'm on national television. I'm flippant with it, joking around with the other fellas. And I basically was saying it really wasn't about her. It really was about her husband. No disrespect, because I was simply pointing out no man wants to see his woman exerting that kind of energy, meaning being on center stage on Super Bowl Sunday for an ex.
But also, too, her husband shut your bitch ass on your show. Hello, and hello. As long as Serena's husband is cool with, why you give a fuck about it? Moving on.
That's all I was trying to say. But I realized my presentation could have been better. I apologized for that before. I'll apologize for that now. What else you got? Me pushing back at Terry Champion, former host of First Take? Or Jamel Hill, former colleague at ESPN? I've never said a negative word about them. I was simply saying to them, I don't deserve whatever negative commentary you're giving about me. There's a difference.
But you also are a public figure, Stephen A. And you said that the NABJ doesn't have the right to have their disposition about you because you're black and you a journalist, but you said that you're not a journalist like you used to be. You're more of a host and analyst. So you already said to people how you are moving. So everyday people can have a perspective, but NABJ can't. So because Jamel Hill and Kerry Champion worked for you, they got to be slaves to the rhythm of who you are and never have any pushback to you? Who the fuck are you? Oh, but let me not get upset with the natural selection. Motherfucker, sometimes you being selected doesn't mean that you're gifted. It means that you are a good enough puppet for the executives to tell you what they really want to say, but they can't say, so they use you to do it on TV. Motherfucker. Dance, motherfucker. Dance, motherfucker. Dance.
What did I do? Where are these disparaging remarks about black women? I have 2 daughters. I have 4 older sisters. I was raised by 5 black women. I lost my mother in 2017, the most devastating loss of my life that I will never recover from.
I've said before and will reiterate, Stephen A. is good at what he does and happy for his success. However, his lack of emotional intelligence is glaring at times. See, other people are saying the same thing.
I have 10 nieces. You know something else you don't know about me? These disparaging comments about black women, which you have no facts to fall upon. Didn't you see the new show that I created, The Culture Table, on my YouTube channel? Did you see it? Check it out. One's a member of the NABJ. Her name is Tori Cooper. One is my personal executive assistant that has been with me for over 21 years. The other is a lawyer by profession.
Stephen A. Smith's attitude and demeanor is to attack and rip apart whoever he doesn't agree with in conversation and debate. He's stuck with that throughout the years, no matter what the topic is and whoever. Sound like Coon Icket TV and me too. Moving on.
The founder and the boss of HBCU Week, who was kind enough to ask me to join her as ambassador, where with my minimal contribution, she has been able to raise and generate in excess of $100 million for thousands of students to attend.
No one's negating that.
Let me get a little bit personal. I own my own YouTube channel. I have 6 black women working for me. My financial advisor is black. Her name is Stacey Robinson, a brilliant, marvelous lady, and one of my dearest friends on the planet who's watched my back for decades. My lawyer is a shareholder and partner and one of the elite lawyers in this country named Janine Barnes at a prestigious law firm in Washington, D.C. She's a black woman. I've been surrounded by black female excellence all my life. Where are your facts? Where are they? The reality of the situation is that you don't have facts. You have feelings.
And you don't have feelings, motherfucker? And you don't have feelings, motherfucker. And you don't have feelings, motherfucker. Okay, all right, let's keep going.
And this is where it gets a bit deep. What a few board members decided to do, no doubt egged on by a couple of people on the board who will remain nameless, but put their names up. You can see the names there for yourself. Figure it out. Along with some others. The reality is that it was a personal hit job. That's what it was. We can sit up there and lollygag around and act like we don't know any better. It was a personal hit job. Which, by the way, usually doesn't faze me. I know just because you think something phases me, just because you see me commenting on it. No, I'm in this business. I have a platform. I can comment about anything I want to, and I will continue to do so. That's not what this is. This is different. This is a journalism organization that didn't engage in journalism when it came to critiquing me. Disparaging black women is a very incendiary thing to say. If you felt that adamant about it, President Haynes, how come I never got a call? How come the NABJ never reached out to me to have a conversation? And you would go on stage, Ms. Haynes, and accuse me of disparaging black women with no evidence.
But you have disparaged other people's careers on ESPN with your commentary. Kwame Brown, for example. Bruh. Come on now. He or she who has not sinned cast the first stone. You have done a lot to people. Okay? And people have done a lot to you. Like you said, you in the business. My thing is this. You cannot ask to be on the nice list if you haven't done things in a good fashion to be on the nice list. So what you tripping for? You do what you do, but that don't mean everybody got to accept it, and vice versa. Moving on.
Just your feelings. This is shameful, but it's okay. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I understand what's going on. And I must admit, the more I think about it, I actually get flattered. Folks are scared.
Folks are scared?
See, I talk too much.
The first truthful thing you have ever said out of your mouth. Wow, what a shocking concept. The fact that you could be doing too damn much. Wow.
And I don't speak glowingly enough about the Democratic Party.
What? He really think, hang on. Wait, this is our show. We got this. He really think that this thumbs down award came from the DNC. So you think the DNC, hey, NABJ, listen, we need y'all give him the thumbs down award because he need to be humble. He need to be taken through there. He need to be wiped out of the ego to believe he could be somebody, because he could be a threat for the midterms and potentially the election, the presidential election at that. Are you kidding me? You think you that important, motherfucker? So someone is 81 years old, they're closer to the end of their life than at the beginning of it. That there's been 4 attempts to, in the words of the Time Variance Authority, delete that part of the timeline. There are judges and people of legislative power trying to stop hell, and you believe you're that important that somebody may call to humble your ass. Get the fuck out my damn face, Stephen. Let's continue.
This is political. I am a registered independent. I am fair. I've had my YouTube show, or my SiriusXM POTUS show, Every Wednesday night, 6 to 8 p.m., Sirius XM, POTUS Radio, Channel 124. I've had that since September 17th. Here's what you may not know, NABJ, meaning the board members, because I'm not speaking about the entire NABJ. I've got a lot of friends associated with them, and a lot of them called me last night, and I got love for all of y'all. From the calls to the emails to the text messages, I know who has love for me. I'm not mad at anybody. I appreciate it all. But this is political. If I said this about a black female conservative, any of the things that I said about Jasmine Crockett, Kamala Harris, Michelle Obama, would we be having this conversation? Would you have given me the thumbs down award if I had said that about a Sage Steele? If I had said it about a Candace Owens? If I had said it about a Condoleezza Rice? Would we be having this conversation?
I see the angle he's trying to do. It's a good attempt. But here's the thing. I believe the NABJ is about principle. Right? Those black women should not be disrespected, just like Jasmine Crockett, Michelle Obama. Give me a moment, y'all. And Jamel Hill, let me go back to it. Yeah, just like Jasmine Crockett, Michelle Obama, and Kamala Harris, rather, should not be disrespected. No black woman should be disrespected. Now, you could disagree with a black woman. That's absolutely fine. But when we have a culture that's telling black women who they should be, when they should be, how they should be, this, that, and the third, like hell, do we not know about the Harriet Tubman sex video that Russell Simmons did with Global Grind? It was satirical, but white men use black women for pleasure. All the white children that were raised in the 1800s were raised by black women. They were the mammies. Breast milk came from them. I can't hear nobody. The black women have always been reduced to be nothing. And because they've been reduced to be nothing, because they used to be something, we as a society have taken that definition and we've allowed that in every space, in every place, in every voice, in every anything and everything all around the world, when we should be the first one to say, hey, listen, without black women, there is no black men. There is no black children. We gotta shift our focus, Stephen A., of recognizing that it's us against them. And I'm not talking about us against white people, because not all white people are bad. But it's us versus them of we're not going to let them tell us who the fuck we are when we define who the fuck we are. That's what we got to get to. Let's keep going.
This is political.
Oh, wait a minute. I want to pause it here. Notice how Stephen A. Smith gets in his feelings anytime someone got smoke for him. Man up, bro. The words of Shaq. Man up.
What you're not paying attention to is that I've had that POTUS show since September 17th. Ladies and gentlemen, I have had 60 guests in the political sphere. 30 Republicans and 30 Democrats. I am a registered independent who leans left socially and right fiscally. I can't stand high taxes like they exist in New York, New Jersey, and LA. But outside of that, I'm down. And the only thing that I have against the left is pretty much the socialist left. Hakeem Jeffries has been on my show. Senator Slotkin has been on my show. Swalwell was on my show before everything went awry. Representative Clyburn came in studio with me in DC. The list goes on and on. I ask the questions people indicate they want answers to, and I leave it out there for y'all because I'm not an aficionado. I strive to be fair. And I don't believe you can call people racist and tell them they everything but the child of God, they're pieces of crap and they're this and they're that, but you got your hand out for something, whether it's money or an interview or anything like that. I think that's counterproductive.
You think that's counterproductive, right? And I would agree with that. However, you talk about people, and yet you expect to be cool with them? You think you can go on first, second, say anything, and then somebody ain't supposed to not feel a way about it? So the thing you're saying that's counterproductive, you also do the same thing that's counterproductive. Son, let's keep going.
If you disagree, I respect that.
Do you though?
How does that warrant a thumbs down from a journalist organization?
So if you disagree, why do you respond? If you disagree, why do you respond? If you disagree, why do you respond? Let's continue.
What is it about my career that started at the New York Daily News, went to the Philadelphia Inquirer where I got promoted about 9 times, went to CNNSI, to Fox Sports, to ESPN and ESPN Radio, and on top of it all, now it's Sirius XM and owning my own production company and my own YouTube channel. How does any of that warrant what you did? The young aspiring journalist that's out here looking for a come up. I haven't strived to do my part. I don't continue to strive to do my part. I haven't hired people. I haven't gotten people hired.
No one
can't save everybody. Can't hire everybody. But I haven't done anything.
No one's not saying that. See what he's doing is he's saying, do y'all see what I've done over here? And he believes because of what he's done should negate what he has done in terms of how he's moved. What you've done in terms of giving back should not be able to be a hall pass to get away with your character of what you said and done and this, that, and third to people. That's not how that works, Stephen A. Let's continue.
You will go. I am having this conversation with y'all, ladies and gentlemen, because of one thing and one thing only. I have been accused of disparaging black women. Where? I can't disagree. I can't question.
No one said that. No one said that either, Stephen A.
Oh, it's how you sound. Oh, it's your tone. Really?
Yes. You said in this live, you said in this video that you flip it. Flip it can also mean a flip it tone. What is wrong with you? You have a 32-year-old whoop your ass in your 50s. What is this? You can disagree. You can ask questions. That's what you're supposed to do. As a responsible citizen of this world. But what you don't have the right to do is utilize your tone and think you just can be raw past Monday night and then thinking that you can smack down any day of the week and thinking you can go into the next thing. And yes, I did do a WWE dad joke. I was a WWE dad joke type of energy. Let's move on.
I was raised by 5 women, 4 older sisters that would argue with me, debate with me coming out of the womb. And when they had enough, they slapped me upside my head, go take out the garbage, do the dishes, clean your room, get your homework done. Do what you got to do. Hell, my sisters still do it. I'm actually sneaking behind my sister Carmen's back as we speak, as I'm taping this podcast right now. You know why? Because she didn't want me to do it.
I am slapping my knee right now. You know my sister Carmen, the one I talk about all the time. I'm sneaking behind her back. You know she's gonna see this, right? And then you gotta deal with that, right? Okay, cool. The only thing that I disagree with your family and friends on is disrespecting NABJ. Because who's to say none of the young people in your family are trying to be journalists? Because like you said, you can't hire everybody right now. You can hire people for your own company, but that don't mean that other companies are going to hire them. And like you said, you should not be able to malign this, that, and the third, and then be able to have your hand out. That's what your family did by saying, who the hell is the NABJ? Stop it. Let's continue.
Everything I am, everything that I've achieved, everything that has uplifted me in my life has been associated with Black women. Black women have been my strength, my source of inspiration, and so much more my entire life.
I want to look at this comment right here. I believe you, but it's the way you go about saying what you say. By the way, face card here, my darling. Oh, Jesus. I love me a good Black woman. Amen. Praise him. Hallelujah. Y'all see the face card right there, right? I like that. I like that ginger. That's a nice ginger on you. Moving on.
The greatest woman I've ever known is a Black woman. My mother, Janet Smith, God rest her soul. The women I love most in this world, my sisters, my nieces, my lady, everybody, Black women. What are you talking about? Disparaging Black women. That was a flat out lie. You have no foundation upon which to fall on. And you know what makes it worse, ladies and gentlemen? President Haynes goes on that stage, never reached out, never called, never talked to me, don't know her. The only person I know on that board is Roland Martin. He never called either, but that's his business. I got no heads up. I knew nothing. I was completely blindsided about all of this. Fine. Why am I bringing that up? Because, ladies and gentlemen, before I taped this show, I reached out last night and asked the president of the NABJ to come on this show to have a conversation with me about her assertions that she articulated on that stage. Do you know what she said to me, ladies and gentlemen? She'd rather have a private off-the-air conversation first. Oh, really? So you can go on a public platform, denigrate me, make these accusations against me without calling. But when I challenge you to come on here face to face and have a conversation with me, now we want a private conversation.
Okay, you know what? I'll say this, right? I do agree that should be public, right? Because, like I said before, if you say something publicly, you should be able to have a conversation publicly, right? But also, too, Stephen A., sometimes you do need a private conversation just to make sure, rather, souls are in sync, right? Listen, this is the energy we both coming from. Now that we got our energies together, now we got the public conversation. Because if I can't feel comfortable with you to air out the grievances and the problems and the this and the that, when we get on the air, who's to say you won't be flippant, your word that you use, not mine, to really go in on her live on your show? Knowing you would do a live show. Because you love to use media as a weapon. Let's continue. But I do agree, the president should have a conversation. If you made those remarks about Stephen A., you should have a public conversation on his platform because you made those comments publicly. I do agree with that. But I also agree that sister should be able to have a private conversation with you because this is family business. Let's continue.
Before, nah, I will never speak to her because the deed is done. I was reachable. Roland Martin has my number. They could have gotten it from him. The Sports Task Force, those are my brothers.
Now, I'll say this, right? He said that he will never speak to her. Stephen A., if you never speak, then guess what? It's only going to fester. And you know how you are. You don't let go of shit. Like some other people I know. Like some other people I've covered. How can you expect for there to be a resolution when you still want to cause destruction? So they have destroyed you, so you will destroy her by not ever talking to her. And do you think construction will come from that? Fuck no. Let's continue.
Gary Howard, Rob Parker, Leon Carter, Marcus Spears. List goes on and on. Galen Gordon, let me not forget him. Whole bunch of people. All of these people. I'm always there and will always be there for the students, the aspiring journalists, those in the field already, always looking for a helping hand. When have I said no? This ain't about disparaging women. This is about people who've politicized everything, looking for an excuse to come at me because you don't like what I have to say. I'm going to put it out there. This is about a bunch of liberals, a bunch of Democrats coming for me, which is why I should be flattered, because you hear the footsteps, don't you? You know, at any given moment, I can decide to come at it. I can decide to run. Because with the stuff that I'm seeing, it wouldn't be hard to win.
I would have a better chance of being a sex slave to Jill Scott than him winning the presidency of the United States. Shut the fuck up, Stephen A. This is why I'm never going to become a president. But if I became president, I would make the noble sacrifice of making this a law. You need 5 to 7 years of government experience. You need 5 to 7 references from people in government, not Pookie Ray and them. Shout out to Stuart Scott. Hashtag on the other side of the pillow, right? We need your resume. We need your cover letter. We need your actual degree, Cheyenne Bryant. And you got to give permission for that information to be public on a website that will have all the candidates' intel. and you have to attend hearings in Washington. And people will have the right to come to those hearings in Washington. And hell, if you really want to do it, set something up at one of the downtown hotels. Be with the Commission on Presidential Debates and get to know the president. And those need to be mandatory. So that way people can be able to speak to you on a regular basis. Because these presidential debates where it's just, for TV. Now, after all this shit, no, we need more rigorous safeguards. I will gladly make that sacrifice. You know what that means? None of my family members or friends could ever run for being president. But I'm cool with that if the country ain't got to go through this fucking shit. Let's continue.
I do have some conservative views. And I understand as trifling as this president can be with his behavior and some of the policies he's tried to implement and the kind of things that his behavior has given the okay to. I get it. I get the fear. It's real. I understand it. And I'm a black man. I get it. But that does not give a journalist organization the right to attack me that way. And I shouldn't even say the journalist organization because, ladies,
how did they attack you? Attacking you would be doxing where you live. Attacking you would be trying to hurt your daughters being able to get into college or get a job. Attacking you would be your sister Carmen wouldn't be able to get medical services. That's attacking you. They gave you a thumbs down award because of some behavior that you have caused upon yourself. You don't know what attack is. Do you not know all of the work that Ida B. Wells has done about all the lynchings? That's an attack, not a thumbs down award. Let's continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to support the NABJ. Please continue to support what they're trying to do to uplift us. We're living in very trying times. The advent of AI has arrived. Millions of jobs are speculated to be lost. It's going to be even that much harder to get into the industry and to make some noise in the industry. It's challenging out here. I got it. I'm not talking about the NABJ. I'm just talking about a few board members that came to this conclusion, acting like they speak for everybody. There's plenty of people that were in attendance for the NABJ that had no idea they were going to do that and were absolutely appalled at what they did to me. This is not about the NABJ. This is not an indictment against them. It certainly isn't an indictment against the sports task force filled with a bunch of my brothers that I will always be there for. And it certainly isn't something that should be held against aspiring journalists and those already in the business who aspire to rise higher. I'm always here. But those few board members who made this decision, it was wrong. It was grossly unfair. And more importantly, it was self-defeating. I will repeat, one of your own is about to be inducted into the Broadcast Cable Hall of Fame, the most prestigious honor, other than winning a Pulitzer Prize, the most prestigious honor one can achieve in our business, on September 29th, I am about to be a member. When we look at accomplishments in this industry by Black people in this industry, I'm one of the top dudes to have ever achieved in this business. Yet I'm not in your Hall of Fame. I was good enough to speak to the kids. I was good enough to be in the booth for the job fair. I was good enough to have a nationally televised show at your conference over the last 2 years. And the year I don't come back with the show is when I get the thumbs down award.
You rich, bruh. First of all, NABJ schedule and your schedule, two completely different schedules. That would be like Braylon's virtual tour, right? Coming to the NABJ conference, right? And I'm doing Braylon's virtual tour, link up party, morning coverage, right? Doing all morning coverage, right? 3 hours, 4 hours. Then resting to get ready to do the main show, Braylon's virtual tour, right? From 6 to 8 p.m. live from wherever the NABJ conference is. Then resting up after I get done talking to the audience for 20 minutes from 8 p.m. to 8:20, resting. Then getting back up to do late night coverage at the NABJ convention. We do that for about 3 years, right? And then it's like, hey guys, this year, I'm going to actually have somebody out there taping content, and then I'm going to talk about on the show, because this year I got bigger obligations, but that don't mean I'm not coming through support. You know what's going to happen? Okay, cool, Bray. We listen. You do morning coverage for us, you do your show, and then you do late night coverage. Understand, we good. See you when we can. That would be like, let me see something. I just want to see something. Just to see if this theory makes sense. Okay. Give me a moment, y'all. That would be like Angela Bassett, right? Never won an actual Oscar, right? And the year she don't come to the Oscars, they ban her because she didn't want to come. What sense does that make? See, because you didn't want to bring First Take, they gonna give you the thumbs down award? Okay, all right.
And then you say something as vague as, oh my goodness, he's disparaging Black women with no facts. It's pretty sad. By the way, speaking of my company, Disney, that employs me, that I'm a star for, Disney and ABC News Group announced a 4-year financial commitment to NABJ to support the NABJ Leadership Academy. NABJ, why don't you reach out to Disney?
That's amazing. And congratulations on that, sincerely.
And asked who was one of the people behind the scenes encouraging them to do so. Why don't you ask? Black producers, Black associate producers, Black contributors, Black correspondents, Black talents. Why don't you ask? What role I've played and will continue to play in that. These are all facts which, as a journalist organization, you're supposed to care about. Where are your facts? I'll leave it at that. I'll just close by saying, I don't want enemies, but I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to call things as I see them, which I've earned the right to do over a journalism career that now spans 33 years. 33. I was good enough to celebrate and to bring on board when I was showing up there. And the second I'm not there, I get a thumbs down. And we throw out a very incendiary critique of me, accusing me of disparaging black women. When what you really meant to say is that I'm disparaging liberals because I happen to disagree with some of the things that the left is doing. People behind the scenes in the political stratosphere, in my opinion, influenced your decision to do what you did. If these so-called disparaging things I did, which again is totally false, were true, and I was saying it about black female conservatives, you wouldn't have said a word. Which means it's not my credibility that's in question. It's yours. Because a journalism organization ain't supposed to be doing that. You ain't supposed to be taking sides. Generally speaking, you're supposed to go on a case-by-case basis, research, do your homework, but most importantly, be objective. This is not objectivity.
Some people can say the same thing about you, Stephen.
This was a smear job. But it won't stop me. It's not going to stop me from listening and learning and striving to get better and be better. It's not going to stop me from continuing to be the ambassador for HBCU Week and do everything that I can to help HBCUs generate money, notoriety, etc. Got something coming down the pike, by the way, where I'm about to ink a deal where we're broadcasting HBCU basketball games.
Incredible.
I'm going to need some black folks working for me.
That's awesome.
As talent, as producers, and beyond. That's what I'm doing at ABJ. I got a couple of projects that's been greenlit. Developing shows. I'm going to need some black folks who can act and produce and edit and beyond. That's what I'm doing at ABJ. I got a show on First Take to continue to shine and uplift. And even though he ain't from an HBCU, I would love to have my man Ryan Clark back someday. I love that brother. I would love to have my man Shannon Sharp back someday. I love that brother. The playmaker, Michael Irvin, damn right. But I also want new blood for ESPN, for SiriusXM, for YouTube and beyond with a podcast network that I'm building. That's what I'm doing in ABJ.
Oh, wow. You actually are doing a podcast network. Look at you. Wow. Shocking. What a concept.
What you doing?
Bravo.
You know what you're doing? Hoping that the young aspiring journalists you serve to uplift will ultimately achieve some of the things I've already achieved. That's what you're doing. Whether you deserve it or not, I will be right there continuously to help the organization and to help all my boys associated with the organization, especially the Sports Task Force. I will never abandon my brothers. And as an organization, the NABJ, and thanks again to my man, Dr. Ian, a friend of mine, calling me last night to reminding me, yo, bro, everybody ain't against you. There's a lot of us for you. Love that, brother. Appreciate you. My man, Galen Gordon, I read your email. My dog, love you. You know that. List goes on and on. Gary Howard, Rob Parker. Come on, bro. Y'all know it's a brotherhood. You know what you mean to me. The NABJ is the NABJ. Leon Carter, Sports Task Force, David Squires, others. I'm here. I'll never abandon the organization. But I won't forget the few board members and what you tried to do.
So you're not going to abandon the organization, but yet you won't have the decency, the reverence, and the understanding that you never talking to her is not going to be helpful energy for you to want to be fruitful to help the organization of the NABJ. Smart man. Said no one ever.
It was wrong. Totally.
It was wrong to you.
Wrong.
Doesn't mean it was wrong. And that, by the way, is called the First Amendment, Stephen A. You should care about the First Amendment, right? Remember when Jimmy Kimmel did what he did and all that stuff? Mm-hmm. Now, for everybody who has heard your late night dream, Jimmy Kimmel was the one to give you a shot. The only reason why he gave you a shot was because y'all worked for the same damn company. I just wonder. You know Magic Johnson, he's got a whole network called Aspire. You haven't reached out to him? Disney Plus desperately needs content. You haven't thought about doing the Stephen A. Smith Show on Disney Plus? It's a limited 10-episode series just to see if you can do a late night talk show on streaming. Okay.
I will strive to do better. Will you? I'll leave it at that. Y'all have a beautiful day. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. Because contrary to popular belief, we ain't supposed to be about popularity contests and people agreeing with us and us saying stuff that makes everybody feel good. We're journalists. We're pundits. We're commentators. We're here to disrupt. We're here to provoke the uncomfortable. That's what comes with the job. At least one of us remembered that. Peace and love, everybody. I'll holler at y'all later.
All right. There it is, y'all. That was Stephen A. Smith's response to the NABJ. I think this comment right here says it all. How ironic. Shout out to Jason Curry, M6H. How ironic that the self-proclaimed straight shooter objects when others straight shoot about him. Stephen A. Smith often talks about issues and people when he clearly has not done the necessary research to have an informed opinion. Dude is up here presenting himself as if he's been victimized. Just because you have the largest platform and loud voice doesn't make you right on issues that you clearly don't have the knowledge required to discuss. Let's scroll up and see if anything's happened. Same comment. Well-deserved award. Look in the mirror. Stop blaming others, Stephen A. Smith. Grow the fuck up and open your eyes. What does a journalist organization have to do with denigrating women? There's no truth to what they said. Now, there's a thing called morality clause in contracts. As a journalist, we're supposed to tell the truth, be about the truth, and be for the truth. Being for the truth, about the truth, and of the truth. And that includes that everybody deserves respect when you are reporting about them in public. And also being responsible for how you move in private. Stephen A. Smith. That's all I got for y'all. One love, much love, all love. I feel the love and send it right back to you. Give me some time on Roa. We are going to do part 2 tonight, but I had to come on and give my live take because I knew he was going to say something. One love, much love, all love. I feel the love. I send it right back to you. Bye, everybody.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Power 923 Jams and the Arkansas Minority Health Commission encourages you to take the COVID-19 vaccine to help keep you and your loved ones safe. Involved in our community, the People Station, Power 923 Jams. KIPR Pine Bluff, Little Rock, KFOG, Little Rock, a Cumulus Media Station. And now, back to the Jams. Hip Hop. Drake.
Girls want girls where I'm from. Yeah, well, girls want girls where I'm from.
R&B.
J. Howell.
Just 'cause I love you and you love me.
And now, bumping back-to-back continuous music with another fresh new jam. Heard here first on the People Station, Power 923 Jams.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
I've been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content.
Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about, besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about, besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about, besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about, besides lying all the damn time.
Lights go low, the city goes high. Stories untold under moonlit skies. Braylon got the vibe, got the flow for the culture. Yeah, you already know. hits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Hear the whispers in the city's hum, echoes of stories where we're from. A beat, a step, a voice so clear, the pulse of us, it's all right here. We got soul, we got flavor. Every moment is a savior. Every experience is an overcomer. Turn it up, feel the glow, let the rhythm flow. Spotlight shining, we in the zone. This is the place where the culture's grown. Stories untold, now they're coming alive. Braylon Lee got the vibe tonight. One thing to know and two things for sure. Higher is waiting and lower is available. But either way, we gotta go on tour. It's Braylon Lee's virtual tour, where the culture makes its move. Feel the love, feel the truth. This is us, this is you. From the unknown, the unembraced and more. This show, this brand, and the possibilities of what can be is all here for you. I'm just a kid from the rock, trying to be a rock for people, trying to make it best they can to become. Being moved as a creator of power, to lift up all of us, not just a selective few. For the culture, by the culture, here we be, Braylon Lee, bringing life to your screen. Feel the soul, feel the truth, we're free, trust and believe. It's entertainment, news done our way with. Braylon Lee, spotlight sharp like a diamond shine. We see the stars, but the stories align. Deep in the soul where the heartbeats find. The pulse of the people redefining time. Just a pro tip, people have to earn the right to hear your story, but in addition to that, people have to earn the responsibility to be a part of it. Just because we are not seen by everybody doesn't mean we are not been seen by who needs to see us. Noise equals attention and sound equals purpose. Anybody can be a creator, but it takes somebody to